Good morning, one and all. Our next lecture video is on to solve the problems on orthographic projection of solid. The first problem in the primer is a square prism 35 mm sides of base and 65 mm axis length rest on HP on one of its edges of the base, which is inclined to VP at 30 degree. Draw the projections of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. Now read the problem once or twice, then identify the type of solid is given. What is the type of solid is given? It is a square, a prism. What is the side? 35 mm side of the base, and the axis 65 mm axis length, then rest on HP on one of its edges of the base, which is inclined to VP at 30 degree, and draw the projection of the prism when the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. Now read the problem once or twice. Now identify the type of solid. It's a square prism is given. Side is how much? 35 mm of base side, 65 mm axis length. Next, resting condition. Rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Rest on HP on one of its edges of the base means rest on HP on one of its edges of the base means is a edge condition, right? Next, third condition, the resting edge is inclined to VP at 30 degree and the axis is inclined to HP at 40 degree. Now it's which problem is a normal method. Don't confuse here. The second position is given. There is an inclined to HP at 45 degree. Third position, resting edge means the resting edge, the length will not changes here. That's why it's a normal method. Now in the freehand sketch, write the square prism, and with notation for one or two problems try to write these prisms, or try to write the solids. As you know that is the base or bottom face, top, this is the top, right? Top face, or simply is called top, is given. The base edge is almost 35 mm and axis is given almost 65 mm. Is a square prism of side 35 mm, axis 65 mm, resting on HP on one of its edges of the base. Now which is the resting edge? Take any as the resting edge. I will consider the resting edge is okay, sorry, here I make mistake. Resting edge is C1, D1 is the resting edge. Resting C1, D1 I consider resting edge, right? Now how do you solve this problem? We always start with the problem on the resting condition. Rest on HP. We have to draw that solid on HP with one of its edges of the base is resting on the edge. Always take that edge as the right side of the solid, right? Okay. Now this is the problem. You can see that. Now where do you start the problem? See the rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Now you have to start draw XY line. Above XY line is VP. There is a front view. Below XY line is HP, top view. Now where you have to start the problem is given the condition rest on HP means you have to start on the problem in HP with one of its edges. Always take the resting edges on the right side. Now this is a resting edge. You know how to draw the square lamina or plane. The same similar here also. On top view you can see that. Before going to solve this problem, what's the concept that I want to tell you? 1 minute. Yes, now consider the horizontal plane and vertical plane. On the vertical plane front will come, and horizontal plane top will come. Now this is the square. This is a square prism, right? Is given. It says the square prism of the base is how much? 35 mm and the axis how much? 65 mm, right? The rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Now base is here, rest on HP. Now we keep it the prism on the HP. But rest on HP, one of its base means what is the base here? On top you can see that is C1 and D1. I'll consider C1 and D1. Right? Rest on HP on one of its edges of the base. Now the resting edge is inclined at to VP at 30 degree. Now it will not come now. Next, the axe. Now if you see that first condition, rest on HP, if you see in the top view, we'll get the only the square shape it is. Top view is ABCD, bottom base is A1, bottom face corner is A1, B1, C1, D1 are invisible corners, only top face corner is visible. This is a front view, sorry, this is a top view, right? If you go for front view, you can see that front view, right, and project it. Now B, corner B, in the top face B is visible, A, B dash is visible, A dash is invisible, C dash is visible, then D dash is invisible. Similarly for B1 dash is visible, A1 dash is invisible. Similarly C1 dash is visible, D1 dash is invisible. When project it to the front, in the front view on the vertical plane, you get only a rectangular face, right? That's the first position over. What is second condition? The resting edge inclined to VP at 30 degree. Now directly VP will not take the second position. This is the third position it is. Second position is the axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. Now if you see that, now the first position, second position what? The axis. Now here axis is what? Parallel to VP, perpendicular to HP. Now it is inclined to HP at 45 degree. Whatever the dimension given to HP, that I want to show in VP. Now inclined to 45 degree to HP. Now is axis perpendicular. Now it is inclined to HP. It is how much? 45 degree. Now you can see that in the front view, its rectangular face is still it is parallel to the vertical plane. When you see from the top view, you can see this, right? This is the second position. Third position, the resting edge inclined to VP at 30 degrees. The resting edge is C1 D1 is the resting edge, right? That is inclined. Now it is perpendicular to VP, right? Now it is inclined to how much? 30 degree. Now it is the third position. This is the third position. Top view 30 degree. Third position top view and third position front view, right? This is the concept that we can draw on the plane of sheet paper. Now you have to draw where you want to start the problem. Start the problem. Rest on HP on one of its edges. Rest on HP, you have to draw on the HP. That is one of its edges of the base. Means resting edge is always the right side. Now in the top you can see the square shape it is. Now draw the square shape. You know how to construct the square surfaces of plane, right? Name it as in go for in counterclockwise direction. In the bottom face it is A1, B1, C1, D1. Bottom face corner or base corners. Top face it is A, B, C, D. Now bottom the face corner or base corners are invisible. That way you keep it in rectangular shape. Then how do you get the center of this the solids or the face? Just by joining the opposite corners, we get the center of the bottom face and top face. Bottom face it is O1, top face it is O. Now this is the first position, top view over, right? Then when you view the observer view from this, you project all the corners vertically upward. Now this is the first position, front view, right? Now this is the bottom face corners here. B1 dash visible, A1 dash is invisible, right? Yes. Then C1 dash is visible, D1 dash is invisible. Similarly, what is the axis length is given is a 65. Along this axis length, measure 65 mm. Then construct the rectangular face. This is a B dash is visible, A dash is invisible, C dash is visible, D dash is invisible. This is a O1 dash. O dash is the axis is given 65 mm. The first position, front view, so top view and front view over. What is the second condition again? The axis is inclined to HP at 45 degree. Now go for second position. The axis is inclined to at 45 degree. Now if you take 45 degree, if you draw a line, it is impossible to construct where that the resting edge is on the XY line is impossible to get. For that, what I will do, I'll make is the angle theta. How do you get this theta? Theta is 90 degree minus 45 degree. 90 minus 45 is also 45 degree. From on mark a point on the XY line, name it as the resting edge, that is C1 dash and D1 dash. Then from that point, draw a 45 degree line. Theta is equal to how much? 45 degree. On the 45 degree line or on the theta degree line, just replace this edge or the base on the 45 degree line or theta degree line. How to draw this? C1 dash O1 dash, this is the radius, C1 dash O1 dash, draw an arc on the theta degree line. Since C1 dash B1 dash, take the compass and the radius and C1 dash B1 dash. Now we'll get the C1 dash D1 dash O1 dash and B1 dash of A1 dash. Right? Now once you get O1, then from this draw a 90 degree lines. On the 90 degree line, how much it is? This is the axis length is 65 mm. Right? Then you mark that this is C dash of D dash, O dash, B dash of A dash. This is the top face. Right? Now if you project this axis, now we'll get exactly, you can measure it, is a 45 degree. After that, the second position, front view over. When we view the observer here, when you draw all the vertical lines downward, see that A1 dash, B1 dash, draw vertical line. Similarly, A1 and B1 line, draw horizontal line, horizontal projector that meet at point A1, B1, right? Similarly, C1 dash, D1 dash, O1 dash, right? Similarly, B dash, A dash, O dash, C dash, B dash, is a vertical projector and horizontal projector. The first mark the points A dash, B dash, C dash, D1, sorry, A1, B1, C1, D1. Similarly, A, B, C, D. Right? Then O1 and O. Then how do you make? What are the visible lines? First point to remember, all outlines of the solids are thick lines, continuous thick line. First make all the outlines A1, B1, C1, C1 to C, C to D, D to D1. The all outlines are visible. Next, second point to remember here. Now observer here. Now what are the corners or edges are visible or near to the observer? B dash, A dash are the corners are near to the observer. Where is A, B? This is a B and A are near to the observer. Those corners are visible. Then join those two corners. There's a visible lines. Next, what about C dash, C1 dash and D1 dash? Those corners are far away from the observer. Those are invisible corners, right? Then join those two is the edge which is passing over the invisible edges. There's a dashed line. Similarly, show the axis line is O1 and O. Now they complete the second position, front view and top view. Right? This is the first position. This is second position. Right? Now what is the third condition is given? The resting edge, the first condition over first position. The second position is over. The third position, resting edge inclined to VP at 30 degree. Which is the resting edge? Resting edge is C1 D1. Where is C1 D1 is the resting edge. This is the resting edge C1 D1, that is inclined at 30 degree to VP. Now if you take on the XY line, if you draw in 30 degree means the space is not much here. That's why what I will do, I'll draw a parallel to the XY line. One more line I will draw here, parallel to XY line. From that line you draw a 30 degree line. On the 30 degree line, just replace this C1 D1 over the 30 degree line. Once you replace C1 D1 over the 30 degree line, then how do you get remaining point? Just you rotate this solid on the 30 degree, place on the 30 degree line. right? D B A D C B will come above the 30-degree line, then A1 B1 will come below the 30-degree line, right? How do you get? Once you get this C1 D1, this is 35 mm, right? From the point draw a 90-degree lines on each side, then measure D1 A1, take the compass, that is equal to C1 B1, right? D1 on the 90-degree line, just draw an arc, right? You will get A1 and B1. Similarly, D1 A1, D1 A and C1 B. D1 A, that is equal to C1 B. Through the compass, draw an arc. Similarly, D1 D, that is equal to C1 C. D1 D, that is equal to C1 C on the 90-degree line with respect to D1 and C1. Then mark the points, then join all the corners. As you know that, join all the corners. The outlines are thick, right? Outlines are thick, and then say AB is visible, right? AB is visible, then make it thick line, right? Then this completes the third position. Top view. Now project A1 vertical projector. From the second position front view, A1 dash horizontal projector, that meet at point, you will get A1 dash. Similarly, B1 vertical projector, B1 dash horizontal projector. C1 vertical projector, C1 dash horizontal projector, and D1 vertical projector, D1 dash horizontal projector. That is the bottom face or base you will over. Next, similarly for top face, A vertical projector, A dash horizontal projector, A vertical projector, A dash horizontal projector, that meter A dash. Similarly, B dash, C dash and D dash. Now here is the observer, right? Now first, once you get all the corners of the base and the top face, now join all the outlines. A1 dash, right? D1 dash, C1 dash, C dash, B dash, A dash and A1 dash. That is the all outlines are visible, right? So here is the observer. See that the B1 is nearer to the observer. Where is B1 dash here? This is a B1 dash. Near to the observer, that corner is visible. Once that corner is visible, we have a B1 dash, A1 dash edge. Then draw a thick line, continuous thick line. B1 dash and C1 dash also a visible edge. Draw a continuous thick line. Right? Then B1 dash and B dash also is a longer edge. Draw a continuous thick line. Then what about D? The corner D in the top face, corner D is far away from the observer. This corner is invisible. That is, in the front view it is become a D dash, right? This D dash is invisible corner. From the D dash A dash, it is a dash thickly because invisible edge. D dash to C dash, invisible edge. D dash to D1 dash also invisible. This is a dashed line. Now you can see this from front view of third position. And what about O1 dash and O dash is the axis line. Show the axis line is one is longer line, shorter line, longer line, short line. That completes the first problem on the orthographic projection of solids. Let's try to solve this problem. Please understand it, then solve the remaining problem. Thank you one and all. We'll do in the next problem in next class. Thank you one and all.